Alright guys, welcome back to the channel. If you're new, my name is Bobby. Guys, super interesting video today. We're gonna react to Bill Burr, who attended a comedy festival in Saudi Arabia, and now the right-wingers absolutely hate him. They say Bill Burr sold out for Saudi money. He was speaking against billionaires, but now he's taking the money of the evil, oppressive Muslims that are pro-slavery, and they're oppressing women. It is absolutely atrocious. All the American conservatives are absolutely outraged about this. How could you, Bill? How could you sell out? For me, it's absolutely hilarious to see how backwards people are. They don't understand how Saudi is rising in the entertainment business, be it the UFC, be it boxing, comedy, etc., you name it. Saudi is absolutely pioneering at the moment. And anybody that is in the entertainment industry and has half a brain left knows, of course, the value of having good ties with Saudi. Saudi is the future when it comes down to entertainment. Don't get this twisted. Anyways, guys, before we jump into the video, if you enjoy my content, leave me a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and check out the links in the description box below to further support my work. Thank you very much for that. And now, with no further ado, let's have a look.
I wish you could experience it. The making somebody laugh on the other side of the fucking world, like this connection, it's amazing, right? Now we're going to Saudi Arabia, and Josh is going like, dude, I feel good now. I feel good. And I'm going to, I don't know, man. I'm fucking nervous about this one. You know, this is like, we're in this shit here. Like, they have never had a comedy festival, and, you know, I don't know what's going to happen here. And like, my whole fucking idea of Saudi Arabia is what I've seen, like, on the news. I literally think I'm going to fucking land, you know, and everybody's going to be screaming, death to America. And they're going to have like fucking machetes and want to like chop my head off, right? Because this is what I've been fed about that part of the world, right? And we're flying over it. It's nothing but like these long roads and sand. It's like nothing. And I'm like, what the fuck? What the fuck did I get myself into? And then we land. And now here we are, right? And we end up driving into town. It's a city and everything, right?
Ooh, there's a city.
And everybody's just regular. They're dressed different, but they're regular. Like people just shooting the shit. Hey, how you doing? You know, welcome. We're saying, hey, we know we're happy to be here. And we're driving around, and then I'm just like going like, I thought this place was going to be like really tense. And I'm thinking like, is that a Starbucks next to a Pete's Coffee, next to a Burger King, next to a McDonald's, next to a Pizza Hut, next to a Dunkin' Donuts, next to a Krispy Kreme, next to a Cheesecake Factory, next to a KFC, next to a Chili's? They got a fucking Chili's over here? Then we go into the mall because I want to get my kids something.
Honestly, this is probably why all the American conservatives are so upset about Bill Burr. They're framing it differently. They're creating the straw man in which Bill Burr simply sold out for oil money. This is it. However, I believe it is about Bill Burr humanizing Saudi Arabia. They have to keep up their narrative that the Arabs are the enemies and Israel is their greatest ally, etc. However, Bill Burr here humanizes it. He says, well, they have the same stuff. Starbucks, McDonald's, Chili's, etc. They're just regular people, just like us. And I believe that this is what they're afraid of.
It was a Timberland store. I could have bought Timberlands like I was in Brooklyn, New York. And then there's advertisement for like boxing and fucking Formula One and MotoGP and golf and all of this stuff. And I was like, oh. And then it just struck me as funny. It's like, they're eating this shit too. They're going to have to get some bigger fucking clothes. They're going to end up looking like us.
Yeah. There are many fat Arabs, man. It's an epidemic.
I go down to do the show, right? And they say, all right, the front 2 rows is going to be all diplomats in these padded seats. And then up top, the royals are going to be there. And it was like in the round and everything. And everyone was like ridiculously excited that there was going to be stand-up comedy there. And this is what's amazing.
Yeah, you know, they have Netflix too. They have YouTube too. They've seen comedy before. That's so amazing.
Arts and stand-up comedy is, comedians have always pushed like the boundaries. And this was like a classic case. Like, I guess this is tipping the cap to the people that set up the festival over there. When they first went to set it up over there, the rules on what they had about what you could say and what you couldn't say in Saudi Arabia, the people running the festivals will be like, all right, well, man, that's game, set, match. If this is like all you can talk about and you want some good comedians, like this isn't going to work. And then to their credit, they said, all right, what do we got to do? And they just negotiated it all the way down to like, you can talk about anything, you know, other than a couple things, which was basically, you know, religion, don't make fun of the royals. And other than that, it was everything was like open. And then in my head, I'm like, oh, well, I got this bit about going to my gym and there was a bunch of gay guys there. I don't know about this, right? So probably because I was so fucking nervous about like, what is going to happen when I go out there and I do my shit. Everybody's like, no, just do your shit. Do your shit. Just don't talk about those two things. I'm like, I can talk about, yeah, it's going to be fine. I'm like, it's going to be fine, right? So I'm like, all right. So I'm waiting to go on. Josh is up there. He's fucking killing. And he literally said to a guy in the front row, he goes, hey, man. He goes, you can wear sandals over here and still get pussy? And everybody laughed, and the guy goes, yeah. And Josh is like, that's fucking awesome. And I was just like, all right, maybe this isn't going to be, you know.
This is so strange to hear, the way that he perceived Arabs. Are they not humans? Are they aliens? They don't have any human basic needs. They don't eat. They don't have sex. Like, what are you talking about, man? That's wild.
As crazy as I thought it was going to be. You know, it was a fucking, I'm not going to lie, it was a mind fuck, right? So I'm standing there, I'm waiting to go on, and somebody from the crowd sees me. You know, and he's dressed all in their traditional shit, right? And he just goes, hey, Bill Burr, I love you. Kick ass, man. And I could just feel, I'm like, these fucking people, the people, okay, they want a fucking show. You could feel it. I was talking to the other comics, you could feel it. They wanted you to push, right? It was really fucking exciting. So I go up on stage and I start doing my shit and they're fucking into it. Everything's going good. And I'm not going to lie to you. I'm checking out the diplomats as I'm doing this stuff, and they're all fucking laughing. All right, so I'm going to push a little farther. And all of a sudden, I start getting in the zone. Oh, Billy's feeling loose up there. And my brain just goes, gay Jim. And then the other part of my brain goes, don't do that. And then I said, fuck it, I'm going to do it. So I started doing the joke, and it fucking murdered. It murdered. They all loved it. And at that point, I was just like, fuck it. I'm just doing my act. So I did my act, did the whole thing. And I had to stop a couple times during the show. I was like going like, I'll be honest with you guys, I cannot fucking believe any of you have any idea who I am. This is really amazing. And it was just this great exchange of energy, right? So at one point, you know, they know their reputation. So, like, they were, like, extra friendly. They wanted to, it was so funny. So I'm doing this bit talking about how I make my kids breakfast every day. And part of the joke is I go through really quickly the recipe for a Dutch baby. And I just went through the recipe. Obviously, that's not funny. But when I finished saying the recipe, it got an applause break. And I said, all right, you guys, I get it, okay? You're trying to make us feel welcome as Americans. You don't have to go that far. You literally just applauded a recipe. And they all died laughing for me calling them out on it. So then I go back into the joke and I go, all right, so anyway, so I take the skillet and then I stick it into the oven. And some dude way up top goes, woo! Like Homer Simpson. They were silly and then whatever. So then the whole thing goes great. And I don't know, I got out of there. I got off stage. Everybody took pictures and all of that type of stuff. And the Royals loved the show. Everyone was happy. The people that were doing the festival were thrilled. And it was just this great positive thing. And I got to tell you, just to be a part of that was fucking amazing. And the comedians that I've been talking to just saying like, dude, you can feel it. They wanted it. They wanted it. They wanted you to like the people want, like, you know, they go online and they see it. And they want to like see real stand-up comedy.
And this is really what comedy is about. You want to be able to push the boundaries, right? This is really what the public is waiting for. And you can really see that Bill Burr is so happy about this. This is a complete new experience for him as a comedian. To be in an environment where he feels a bit anxious and then he's pushing the boundaries further and further and further. This must be great for him as an artist as well. But this is why, and I have to stress it again, the neocons, the neo-nationalists, the Christian Zionists, etc., are against Bill Burr now. It has nothing to do with him taking money. What are you even talking about? Bill Burr spoke against billionaires before. Well, he's been paid by billionaires before. When he goes on mainstream media, those are billionaires paying him. So therefore, as a mainstream artist, he's been paid by billionaires all the time. This is nothing new. So therefore, it cannot be about Saudi money, big paycheck. No, it's not about this, man. You don't want to see the Middle East being humanized. They want to keep up the terrorist narrative.
It was a mind-blowing experience. Definitely top 3 experiences I've ever had.
There you go.
And overall, it was amazing. So thank you to everyone in Bahrain that came out. Thank you to everyone in Riyadh that came out. I honestly, from the bottom of my heart, I could not have a better time doing shows for you guys. And it was great to experience that part of the world and to be a part of the first comedy festival over there in Saudi Arabia. I think it's going to lead to a lot of positive things. So there you go.
Let's see some American opinions.
It's me to go to the Middle East soon.
What? What? Where? Why?
Saudi Arabia and UAE or Dubai.
Dubai?
I think I'm going to pass.
Yeah. For the troops? Is it for the troops?
Not for the troops.
What?
It's for the Saudis.
For the Saudi princes?
Yeah, and everyone's like, yeah, you should do it. Everyone's doing it. It's like, for Saudis?
Yeah.
Weren't those the 9/11 guys?
No, those were not the 9/11 guys. You must be confusing that with somebody. Anyways, Bill Burr was not the only comedian over there. Check this out. Jimmy Carr was there. Dave Chappelle was there. Louis C.K. was there. Whitney Cummings. Pete Davidson. Chris DiStefano. Kevin Hart. Bobby Lee. Russell Peters. Andrew Schultz. Chris Tucker. Ari Spears, and many, many more. However, they don't attack those comedians because they really couldn't find any reason to attack them, and therefore the only thing that they got is that Bill Burr had some sort of anti-capitalistic stance against billionaires before, and now, boo-hoo, he's taking the Saudi money. Okay, and now let's hear what Bill Burr has to say after the backlash.
I can't believe you went to that place I can't find on a map. And this bot said I was upset about it, so now I am. I can't believe how much anger I had about this issue after it went viral.
So you're here to apologize?
No, not at all. It was one of the most amazing experiences I've had as a comedian. It was incredible. And what was the best part is my whole life is I've been paranoid about the news. Like I watch the news and I always go like, this doesn't feels like they're moving stuff around, they're shifting it. So to actually kind of be in the middle of one of those stories and actually confirm it and watching them lying their ass off saying there was no women there, which was a lie. It was just great to be at home. Like I'm like, I fucking knew it. I knew they were lying.
All right.
It's not all right. It's really like fucked up that they do that.
You sound like anyone's uncle yelling at the TV.
And to their credit, they said, all right, what do we got to do? And they basically whittled it all the way down to you couldn't talk about any religion. Theirs, yours, anybody else's, and you couldn't make fun of the royals. That was it. And I know a lot of people that, well, that's fucked up, man. It's like, well, they just progressed the ball like 10 yards, and it was amazing. And we get there, it's like in the round, and I'm waiting to go on, and everybody in the crowd is dressed like fucking Yasser Arafat, right? Listen, what went going on over there was a super positive thing. If you actually give a fuck about those people and how they're living over there, there's going to have to be these types of things to kind of pull them in. And I will tell you, the Cheesecake Factory in Riyadh, man, it's incredible. It's right next to the Pizza Hut and the KFC. And if you want a pair of Timberlands, it's across the street next to the Marriott, catty corner to the fucking Hilton. Like things like this have to happen in order to gradually like progress. And then, it was necessary. It felt right afterward. Like I really, and it really was like the people, and I vibed with them and they were funny. Everybody can just, they release the bots so they can just keep it going. And
Did you know?
I am happy that
Did you have an inkling before you went to Riyadh? Did you or the other comedians have any sense that there'd be this kind of response when you got back?
No, I had no fucking idea. Because what was funny? One time I did Abu Dhabi, and one person texted me, "Oh, you're going over there to get that blood money, right?" And I go, "Hey, just for the record, I'm also doing London, England on that tour, which is arguably the bloodiest fucking money out there." So there's like that element of racism to it, where if brown people are doing it, it's fucked up. If white people are doing it, whoa, what are you talking about? Almost like sports. So, yeah, my team doesn't cheat. Your fucking team cheats. So, I mean, if we're gonna do the blood money game, I think the only countries I've ever played in that is clean money was New Zealand and I think Iceland. But then Iceland is weird, where over there they have an app, a dating app that doesn't say, if you're related, it's how. Because they're all part of the same thing over there. It's true.
Wait, that's not a joke.
That's not a joke. It's fucking true.
Yeah.
Look at you guys. Oh, now he's going after Iceland. Now I'm really upset with that place. I don't really quite know where it is next to England. Is that it? No, that's Ireland. That's Isle of Man. That's fucking Iceland. So, no, I'm part of I don't give a fuck what all these phony fucking people are saying. My thing is I go out to perform in front of fucking people, and as I've been traveling the world, I want to see more of it. And the thing that I loved about going to these Arab countries is that their sense of humor, they're silly. They're really silly. And I'm a silly person, and like Anchorman type of shit. But they don't fucking show that over here. So it's kind of fun to get a worldview by going a little more of an informed worldview than, if you sit on your couch and let some talking head, then you just think it's machine guns and people saying all of that stuff. And it's like, I don't know. It was a really I was like buzzing after the show. That's what a good time it was.
Yeah,
and
because of the money.
all of these fucking assholes that didn't go and never will go, all they're ever going to see is, the machine guns. And if that's how you want to live, that's how you want to live. I don't give a fuck, Conan. And if it affects my career, I've been to LAX enough in my life. I'll fucking sit home for a little bit.
As I said already, that's all they got. They blame it on Saudi blood money. Oh, he took the paycheck. But honestly, just as Bill Burr said there correctly, which country has not been built on violence? You really want to make the point for the West? Truly, colonialism never happened. It was not violent at all. This is so ridiculous, of course. They pick and choose in order to keep up the narrative of Arabia being the enemy, the terrorists, they did 9/11, etc., etc., you name it. Israel is our greatest ally. All of this is geopolitical and has really nothing to do with Bill Burr. They simply take him as the scapegoat. They sacrifice him at the altar right now, even though all the other comedians were there as well. They simply took him now. He has to be the enemy, the public enemy number one that is siding with the terrorists. How about the other comedians? Nobody cares. As long as Arabs and Islam stay the boogeyman, it is A-okay with them. But Bill Burr absolutely presents this beautifully here, and what he says is true. Of course, man, if you have a limited view of the world, simply go and visit. Just as he was shocked, many other Americans that are judging him right now would be shocked as well once they see what is going on there. And why politicize this in the first place? Oh, it was all for the royal family. Man, who was in the public? Who was viewing this event? Were those not normal people? Don't those regular normal people deserve a comedy show? No, it has to be all about the royals now. It has to be all about politics. It cannot be about the people, right? So how about all the comedy shows in America? They should be forbidden, of course. America has been built on blood money. How about Hiroshima? How about Afghanistan, right? What are those people talking about? Even if you disagree with the politics of Saudi Arabia, the people of Saudi Arabia, they don't deserve to laugh? Let them suffer! Anyways, absolutely ridiculous. However, I find it beautiful that there is a connection being established through entertainment. As I said already, boxing, MMA, now comedy. This is how people get together. This is how people actually recognize that the other is just a human too. Go figure. Big surprise. So I'm actually glad and positive about this development, and moreover, I'm happy, genuinely happy for Bill Burr that he was able to shatter his biases, his preconceived notions, and to see the other side of the world. But guys, let me know in the comment section what you think about Bill Burr, what you think about Saudi Arabia. Alright guys, but this is it for today. If you enjoyed it, leave it a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and check out the links in the description box below to further support my work. Thank you very much for that. And as always, may God bless you all. Much love and peace.
يا نفس إن لم تظفري لا تجزعي